The building towered ominously against the twilight sky, a sleek, modern structure that seemed oddly out of place in its quiet neighborhood. Its history was buried under layers of cement and glass, a history no one dared speak of. Michael Carter, a software developer, had just moved into his new apartment on the 25th floor. Excited to begin a new chapter, he overlooked the whispers of locals who called the building cursed. One rainy evening, the city was plunged into darkness due to a power outage. Michael lit a few candles and settled into his couch, trying to shake off the eerie stillness that filled his apartment. The rain lashed against the windows, creating a symphony of unsettling sounds. Suddenly, he felt an inexplicable chill. As he walked toward the floor-to-ceiling window to check the storm, his heart nearly stopped. Pressed against the glass, a pale, contorted face stared back at him. Hollow eyes, sunken cheeks, and lips twisted into an unnatural grimace. The face didn't belong to anything human. The figure's bony hands left smudges on the glass as it remained eerily motionless. Michael's apartment was 25 stories high. It was impossible for anyone to be there. Paralyzed with fear, he staggered back, knocking over a candle. The face vanished as abruptly as it had appeared. Shaken, Michael convinced himself it was his imagination, the stress of moving and lack of sleep playing tricks on him. But that was just the beginning. The following night, Michael heard faint whispers coming from the corner of his bedroom. At first, he thought it was the wind, but as he strained his ears, he could make out words. "Help me. Why did he do this?" He turned on the lights, but the whispers stopped. Each night, the voices grew louder, accompanied by soft weeping and the sound of choking. Shadows danced on the walls, even when no light source was present, and Michael began to feel watched at all times. Desperate for answers, he started researching the building's history. What he found sent shivers down his spine. Decades ago, before the first building was constructed, the land had been a graveyard. However, greedy developers cleared the site, ignoring the sacredness of the land. The first building, Michael discovered, had been declared haunted after a series of mysterious deaths and disappearances. One horrifying incident stood out. A man named Harold Warren had lived in the building with his wife, Lillian. Known for his temper, Harold despised his wife. One fateful night, in a fit of rage, he choked her. As she struggled to break free, she fell off the balcony, plummeting to her death. Witnesses claimed to have seen her body contorted in unnatural angles, her face frozen in terror. Soon after her death, strange occurrences began. Neighbors reported seeing Lillian's ghost wandering the hallways, her neck bruised and twisted. Residents heard her cries echoing through the walls. One by one, tenants fled the building, and it was eventually abandoned. Years later, it was demolished, and the land returned to its original purpose, a graveyard. But as the city grew, the graveyard was once again cleared, and the new building, where Michael now lived, was erected. Michael's apartment became a nightmare. Doors slammed shut on their own, objects moved inexplicably, and the temperature plummeted at random intervals. One night, as he lay in bed, he felt cold hands wrap around his neck. Gasping for air, he woke up to find bruises forming on his skin. The spirits weren't just haunting him, they were attacking. Determined to put an end to the terror, Michael sought the help of a medium. The medium, a frail woman with piercing eyes, warned him, "This land is cursed. The spirits are restless, trapped between worlds. Lillian's soul burns with vengeance, and the graveyard spirits are bound to her anger. They won't stop until justice is served. Michael decided to help the spirits find peace. He performed rituals, lit candles, and prayed. But instead of calming the entities, his actions seemed to enrage them further. On his last night in the apartment, the power went out again. Michael's candles flickered as the air grew heavy. The whispers returned, but this time they were deafening. Shadows of figures crowded the room, their faces twisted in agony. Among them was Lillian, her ghostly form hovering near the window. "You cannot escape," she hissed, her voice a mixture of sorrow and fury. The other spirits joined her, closing in on Michael. Panicked, he ran to the balcony. The faces of the dead pressed against the glass doors, their hands clawing to get inside. Lillian stepped forward, her hollow eyes meeting his. "You took everything from me," she said. "Now you will join us." Unable to bear the terror, Michael leaped off the balcony. As he fell, he saw the spirits watching him, their hollow eyes filled with grim satisfaction. Michael's death made headlines, but no one dared investigate the building further. It was abandoned once again, left to decay as whispers of its dark history spread. The land, cursed and restless, waited patiently for its next victim.